Hi everyone, you're watching 67 Hail Hail, or rather flat 67 Hail Hail, because Scotland have just lost their opening game of Euro 2020 2-0 against the Czech Republic. You can tell just from looking at our three faces that we're a wee bit flat. I don't think we expected to come on and talk about a defeat. The nation had kind of braced itself for a positive result there, but it is a defeat, guys. Jackie, great to have you on the live show for the first time. Just tell us what your thoughts are in that game.
Yeah, I think a bit deflated at the end. The build up before it, watching all the programme and everything else, and it was great. I thought we started well. On the front foot, everything we were doing really well was becoming down the left hand side with Robertson. I thought I had a good game. Armstrong was linking well with him. Just that last little bit of quality between the finish and the decision making. I think that was the big thing that was lacking today. The effort and everything else was there. Again, when it gets later on in the game, you lose your shape, your discipline. When there's different subs coming on, you're chasing the game, which is always inevitable. But disappointing because I did fancy us today, quietly fancy, just because we don't really concede goals. We're normally quite solid. But they weren't a bad side by any means, but I didn't think they were great.
Euan, we'll get your thoughts in a wee minute, just to say hi to everyone who's watching, and if you've got any kind of questions you want Jackie to tackle, just let us know in the comments below. But Euan, your thoughts on that?
That was the Scottish experience summed up in about 24 hours there. I listened to all the tunes beforehand. I had Romeo Taylor's Kingdom of Scotland on about 5 times. Even Delamitri got a spin or two. I was so excited. And then we lose one quite cheap goal and one absolutely world-class finish to the most bizarre circumstances. I'm just sort of got the highlights on in the background. I don't know how that happened. I really don't. But see, when in the future, when you have a Scottish citizenship test, right? It should just be 24 hours of supporting the national team. And you experience all the range of emotions and you have the exact experience of what it's like being Scottish to just be summed up in about a day. So, still 2 big games though. And, we could have a glorious draw against England and then make it difficult for ourselves against Croatia. So there's all to play for.
I think you're right. I mean, I've kind of joked about it already, but I think we were all just expecting Scotland to get some sort of a positive result today. I think we all kind of bought into the fever around the country at the moment, and it does just feel really deflating. Do you think, well, obviously we'll come on and chat about the game in a wee minute, Jackie, but do you think we've still got a fighting chance of making it to the last 16?
Yeah, an outside chance, obviously. England game's massive, we're going into that massive underdogs now, especially after today's result. I mean, you've just gone back over that game there. We did have quite a few chances, Lyndon Dykes, I thought, should have scored. The one with his left foot, the keeper was going the other way instead of his foot. The one that nearly scored an OG, the keeper gets back. Just that little bit of rub of the green. Because we definitely had enough chances in the match. Armstrong's deflection off the bar. We hit the bar as well with Hendry.
Mm-hmm.
I think the second goal kind of took the stuffing out of us a little bit, because they come in and did a good chance to score right at the start of the second half. Marshall had a good save, then we went up and had a couple of chances after that and got back into it. I just think with the second goal, it wasn't even a real opportunity for them. Just a great bit of vision from Schwick, and then obviously a great finish, execution. 50 yards, he's hit that. I thought Hendry did well initially getting there with Armstrong's pass. He takes him out, but I thought he should have slipped it wide. Maybe after the back of his goal against Holland, he was trying to do the same again. But yeah, it's a strange one because there was some good stuff there, but I just think the chances we created, we didn't take them.
It's just strange doing one of these debriefs at 4:05 on a Monday afternoon. Everything kind of feels off kilter. We probably need 4 points to have a chance of going through. The reason I say that, people have been saying 3 points should be enough to see you through. The thing people are forgetting is you still need to finish in the top 3 places in the group. And obviously Czech Republic and England already have 3 points, and Croatia are probably a better side than Czech Republic. We'll see how the game goes between those two at Hampden on Friday, but you're probably looking at having to get something at Wembley, which is obviously one of probably the toughest tasks we could have. Are you hopeful going into that, Euan? Do we kind of face any chance, or having watched England yesterday compared to us, do you think it's a tough task?
I mean, if you don't have hope, then there's no point. So, I mean, I could watch Scotland against like Brazil 1970 if somehow if they regenerated them, they had the technology. You know, I mean, I'd still think, oh, we've got a good chance here. Yeah, if you don't, I mean, that's part of the fun of major tournament football, isn't it? I mean, obviously not losing 2-0 to Czech Republic, but going into games with hope and mild expectation. And I'm not going to mention the fact that I bought a bottle of sparkling wine to for this, but it's fine. If you don't go into it with a wee bit of hope, then what's the point? And I know what's having followed Scotland all these years, I know what's going to happen. There'll be some kind of glorious failure, and then we'll look back with a lot of remorse. It'll be great. I can't wait already.
I was just surprised we didn't score like an 89th minute consolation and then hit the bar or have a goal ruled out for offside in the last minute. On the game itself, Jackie, you're right, we missed so many chances. You listed probably 4 or 5 of them there. There was a Robertson one in the first half as well.
Yeah.
The Forrest one near the end of the game when he does quite well actually, but the shot gets blocked. We could have scored 3 or 4 goals in that game if we'd have had our shooting boots on.
Yeah, absolutely. Between that and I think their goalkeeper, he had a couple of good saves. Whether it's a great save from Dykes, when he's going the other way, he saves it with his foot, as I said. But I just feel like he's got to score that one. Robertson, he kind of hits it for the side rather than striking through it. But if he goes to ground early, then it's a goal as well. But no, there was positives from it. But again, I think we're just all a bit down because we thought we were going to win it, or we were going to at least take something from the match, and to come away with nothing, all the kind of good bits of play that we had, was disappointing.
You were buzzing for the last week, but especially today when you saw the team coming out at 1:45, I think it was. Did that kind of excitement die down a little bit? Because I know with me, it did a bit. Obviously, Tierney was missing, injured. The fact Che Adams didn't start, I found a bit disappointing. The fact Ryan Christie maybe started ahead of someone like Forrest or even Turnbull, I found a little bit frustrating given the season he's had. What was your thoughts when you saw the team?
I thought it was far more conservative than I would have liked. I thought that you could tell the impact with Forrest coming on, that he was a much better option than Stephen O'Donnell. It was just very conservative, and I thought we're at home. There's 12,000 of the Tartan Army there. We'd have thought maybe, I don't know, just go a little bit more at them. I thought they were to be got at. I would say that they defended fantastically, I thought, and their goalie is available on a free this summer, so that's definitely worth looking out for. But yeah, I mean, aside from Andy Robertson, I thought showed exactly why people call him world class today. I thought it was just pretty disappointing tactically. I thought, a lot of long balls, a lot of just hoofing it with no sort of direction to it, and that doesn't suit us. We've got all these technical players in the middle. So yeah, I admit I was a wee bit deflated at that, but I still thought, they were a team to be got at, and but from their perspective, they defended fantastically well, and I think they'll have a lot of optimism going to the next 2 games. But yeah, it's just it's so typical Scotland. This is a game we thought that this is the one we thought we'd get points, and it turns out it might be our most difficult of the 3. Who knows?
I think you hit the nail on the head there when you're chatting about the way we played. I just thought it was really lacked a lot of composure, the performance today, and I don't know if that's just because the players were playing at Hampden in the biggest game this country's played in 23 years. But you wouldn't think that would be the case, because these are players who have played in Champions League finals, Europa League finals, English playoff finals, big games up here. But I just felt that, as you say, a lot of it was just loop it into Lyndon Dykes and hope for a flick on, rather than find Armstrong, a player who can turn, use John McGinn, a player who uses his body probably better than anyone I've ever seen. We just didn't do enough of that for me, Jackie. It was just I don't want to say kick and hope, but we weren't trying to find the pass.
When he named the team, and the way Czechs are, I thought he had maybe one eye on worrying about set pieces with their physicality. And obviously that's where their goal came from, the second phase for the corner. I think it was McGinn went out and it was 2v1. O'Donnell doesn't get out quick enough to block the cross. and the lad gets up well. It was a great header, but I was thinking that with his team that he's picked here, I thought, right, is he picking that for more physicality rather than technical? And that's what I kind of took from his team selection today. And he's like, we'll just go and compete first, then we can bring on more sort of speed and technical. Forrest and Fraser and guys like that, and McGregor coming on. So that's what I thought he was doing, which didn't work.
What do you think about Wembley then, Jackie? What will he look to do at Wembley? Will it be the same kind of thing? What players would you like to see in?
I think we have to be more technical because England, you would imagine, would dominate possession, which surprised me a wee bit today because the Czechs weren't totally dominant in possession. I'd expect England to be totally different from that. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts with Dykes up front again, and puts McGinn the closest to him, breaking from midfield, and overloads the midfield because the areas that England can hurt us would be sort of the wider areas, especially with the pace of Sterling or the trickery of Ford.
I think we've lost Jackie there. Euan?
I mean, well, he's back.
Go for it, Euan. Tell us what you think about Friday.
I think because they've got, they're playing it right back on the left. I think we need to start Forrest or Richie. I think we need to have someone going directly at them from the flanks because we didn't do enough of that today. I know everyone's piling into Stephen O'Donnell. I'm not going to defend his performance, but I think he was given a really, really big job, and he just probably wasn't good enough on the day. But yeah, we need to go at him. We can't have any fear. I mean, there's no point going in and trying to we've got to pick up points now. So even if I'd rather see us get tanked having had a goal rather than sitting back and just kind of absorbing pressure and then them unlocking us once or twice and that being it. You know what I mean? So we've got to go at them. And Croatia's the same. We just got to go at them. But I can forgive Steve Clarke for being nervous. 23 years has passed since the men's team were in an international tournament, so I can understand being a bit, defensive. But it was there was too little going on, and our best players weren't getting utilised. And I think, nobody will be more disappointed than Steve Clarke about that.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about the current Euro format is you kind of get a second bite of the cherry if you do get it wrong in the first game. So we still have it in our own hands. If we win our last two games, we will certainly qualify for the last 16. 4 points, I think, will still probably be enough. So it is still in our hands, but it just feels like the players have got to do themselves justice. I just felt today that they'll be coming off that park just thinking we didn't give the best account of ourselves there. Czech Republic are a decent side. I don't think they're much more than that, and I thought we gave them far too much respect today, and I just hope we don't do the same at Wembley. Jackie, everyone's hanging on your every word. Give us your final kind of verdict on the day and set us off into the gloom of the midweek with some positivity.
The positive things are, we can do a lot better. I think today I think we're a bit surprised of, we didn't take anything from it. I think because we're all built up, we've seen a great bit of development in the last couple of years with Clarke. And one thing about we're organised and we're difficult to beat, but we did concede quite a few opportunities today, which is not like us. We will need to be a lot better going to Wembley, but we didn't score, but we do carry a real threat. We do look like we can score, with bad finishing or good goalkeeping. So no, it's not lost. We're underdogs on Friday, and hopefully we get a wee bit of luck. We need a bit of luck at these moments as well. Even the second goal, it deflects off the guy running out to block it, and it falls perfectly into his path. He doesn't need to take a touch. And it's a fantastic finish. He could do that another few times, and would it go in the same area? Would it go out for a throw-in instead of right in his path? So we need a bit of luck. That's something we've not had today. Hopefully we can get that at Wembley.
Well, fingers crossed, everyone. Friday night, I'm sure we'll all be ready to go again. Jackie, Euan, thanks for joining me for this live reaction. We hope you guys and girls have enjoyed this. Obviously, we're going big in Scotland during the Euros. The way things are going, that might not be for too much longer, but we'll wait and see. We'll positive hats on. Thanks, guys. Take care, everyone, and What did I say? Not hail hail. Is there a Scottish version of hail hail?
Is in Gaelic maybe?
You can finish the stream, Euan. Say something.
Come on, Scotland.